Hello and welcome back to Ground Zero. We have a hot lineup in this clip for you.
Well, calm down, cowboy. We're talking about this teacher in China who may well be too sexy for her own good.
No, you see, the thing is, I wish I was a student. Of course, not everyone thinks like me. Stop a sexy boy. Sexy boy. This approves of the teacher posing for photographs in sexy get-ups.
Why not? Well, anyway, he elaborated that Zhou Songhua, 30, is a primary school teacher who became an overnight sensation when netizens spread photos of her in sexy, fashionable clothes. She's even gained the title of China's sexiest female teacher.
But you know, just because she has this sexy new image, it doesn't mean she can't teach. The Stomper did point out that she's not just a pretty face, she's an award-winning teacher who believes that love rather than criticism is most important when teaching a child.
Aww. Well, Stompers like SG Kopitiam said, if she's my teacher, I will never skip any lesson. But she's too pretty to be a teacher. Male students will never get focused on what she's teaching. Instead, they'll only be dreaming of what if.
But I mean, even women think she's pretty attractive. I mean, take what Stomper Lin SM16 said. I'm a female myself, but if she was my teacher, I would be motivated to be as pretty as her. But perhaps she might be a bit too distracting for the guys. It's always the guys, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the guy's fault. It's always the man's fault.
No.
Well, I think she's definitely too distracting for male students. But I guess the crux of the story is, does she dress like that for work? And the answer is no, she doesn't.
Exactly. In my opinion, as long as she's professional in the workplace and she dresses appropriately for the classroom, it's no crime to be beautiful.
Exactly, I know that. Speaking of appropriate and what is not, there are often some people who refuse to see what they're doing is absolutely wrong.
Okay, in this next article entitled Female Employee Sexually Harassed by Boss,
we see something that's actually really disturbing.
Exactly. It's a tale of a man who is basically abusing his power as a boss.
Now, I think the women in this office are sick and tired of being sexually harassed by him, and so they've raised the issue to Stomp. It seems that the boss has harassed his female employees by saying suggestive things to them, even molested one of them, and another female employee had to call for help from overseas when the boss tried to get into her room. What a nightmare!
I think what's really terrible in this case is also that the company has been covering up for him. It does seem rather unfair for the women who have been taken advantage of.
I totally agree. In fact, when the matter was escalated to the managing director of the firm, he actually said, would you mind if the company does nothing?
No, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Understandably, the vast majority of stoppers who read this expressed being enraged at the situation on the mood meter. Many stoppers like Do-Re-Mi and Stillwater urged ladies to go to the police.
I would totally agree with that.
It should be.
They should. And Chin Chin actually, who seems to be one of the female employees, has been replying to Stomper's comments and actually said in reply to Winter Soldier 84's suggestion, said, yes, we will be making the police report. Even with a satisfactory reply, we don't want more victims to be hurt. This dirty old man is already in his late 50s, yet can't behave himself and fails to respect female employees. Apparently, the female employee should have lodged a report by Monday.
Well, I'm sure we'll hear updates on this case in the future. Now, next, let's move on to dress codes in schools. Now, we know that a lot of students have been getting flack for the way they dress when they go to school. But what about teachers?
What about them indeed? Now, in this article contributed by Stomper Wakakaka, he posted a photo of a secondary school teacher. Now, the Stomper thought the skirt she was wearing was way too short.
Well, I don't see anything wrong with the length of the skirt.
I'm sure you wouldn't because you're a guy.
Yeah.
Well,
Sure,
Stomper's like Phantom Jia said, sexy what? What's wrong with this? And that is probably where the Stomper's issue with the teacher's skirt length lies. The teacher should probably be one to be slightly more conscious of her choice in dressing, especially since she's in secondary school. But if you think about it, didn't we all have PE teachers who wore really short shorts with t-shirts, which were probably way shorter as well?
And in some cases, way shorter, as I recall. Haven't blocked the memory yet. Well, I think most of the stompers were, kind of excited about the whole affair. Many of them actually said that this will be more of a motivation to go to school. Exactly. And no, it's no surprise at all that it sort of scored like 70% show on the mood meter.
Well, keep watching Ground Zero because up next we have some shifty salesmen you should be warned about.
Show!